scoot together. There you go. That way I can see the little one. There you go. Hi, Miss Abby. All right. We are going live. 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to the Rain Show's God and Country Show. Facebook Live. We have Dempsey's Resolution Fitness Hour with Eric Dempsey and Miss Abby. Hello, how are y'all?
Howdy.
Welcome to the show. And sorry we're starting a little bit late today, but better late than never, as they always say. And I'm going to turn it right over to Eric Dempsey, who's, of course, we all know who he is. He is the man himself. And we're going to talk about the first event, which is very important on here. Very important. It's a very personal event, but it's of major national importance. And what is that?
Oh, yeah. We got Abby's birthday.
All right, Abby's birthday. When is Abby's birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And she'll be, what, 15?
Yeah, she'll be 9.
9 years old.
9, right?
Wow.
Wow. How can you be 9? We're just like,
I'll put it on her a
baby.
little bit more. There we go.
oh, look at that.
There she is.
Dun, dun, dun. See, we're on social media
Yeah,
like across
that's
the
it.
board here.
That's it.
Whoa. You love being on social media. Look, you're a YouTuber.
All right.
Wow. Periscope.
And
What do we got? Facebook Live.
Facebook, yeah.
Holy mackerel.
let's see if we
Yeah.
We're doing good. Are we doing good, Miss Pat?
Gary Hartman has joined us. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary. Hello, Gary. Let's see.
Princess will be 9 tomorrow.
Ooh, good morning from Jekyll Island.
Jekyll
wow.
Pastor
Island.
Gary's out there in Jekyll Island.
All right.
Let's see where the Ranger shows. There we go. See if I can bring us up to that one. See if we can come up there, and hopefully I'm going to see our beautiful Miss Abby up there in just a second when I pull this up.
Yeah, look at
From the
that.
right hand. Oh, there they are.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Holy
That's right.
mackerel.
So especially happy birthday to
Wow.
you. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You right there.
You.
And happy birthday to Miss Abby, who is a very special gal. And she's if I had another daughter, I want her to be just like this one.
See? There you go.
So,
All right.
and I know that, Dad. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
Miss Abby, you excited about your birthday?
Yes, very.
Well, tell us about it. Anything special? I think are you gonna have a birthday party?
Oh, you already had your big pool party.
You had a big pool party, and you know what? We had a birthday party for Miss Pat, and we hated that you couldn't come.
But we're going to have another one.
But we're gonna have another one.
When Miss Abby can come over to her dad's house again,
Yes.
I'm going to buy her a chocolate chip cookie
Oh, yeah.
cake with
Oh, yeah.
purple icing.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is that coolness
That's
or
right.
what?
That's right. It's called
So cool.
having a birthday anytime that you
That's
want.
right.
Let's just do a birthday party all year long.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I'll tell you what.
Somewhere, somebody's got a birthday. So
Right.
we'll
It's
just
5
celebrate.
o'clock somewhere, right?
Yep.
There you go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's right. Our microphones are good. I always have to remember these are not omnidirectional. You have to talk right straight into them.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you like
Get
that on the
muffled.
side on that. But coming out good and we're looking good. So it's always you know what I do now. Everybody out there to see if Eric is
you gotta check the beard.
that's what it's called, the beard check.
Do the beard check.
And I go like, oh, okay, no beard.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's
No beard.
It's definitely him. And Miss Abby is live. See,
Yeah.
she's our
Yes.
She's
our
live.
and Scout the Wonder Dog is around here somewhere.
Scout's down there.
He's
Yeah.
probably,
Oh my gosh,
he's probably laying down resting.
He has tied himself
He
off
had
to the.
playtime.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good.
he's down there resting and taking off that. Tuesday, the 27th already of
Wow.
June, almost gone here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit about the 2016 study showing good fats help control Crohn's disease symptoms. You know, I've been hearing a lot more about Crohn's disease. What exactly is Crohn's disease?
Well, it's one of those
Gastrointestinal.
intestinal type problems where it causes all sorts of just evil stuff with people's bellies, and you know it's really, really bad. I've had several clients and several people that had it, and that and IBS and other GI tract symptoms. You know, it's like all this gastrointestinal distress and all these.
And I think
it's
of that,
terrible. You
and
know?
that Crohn's disease, there's a lot more people being diagnosed with that. They know a lot more about it now.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's becoming more prevalent, and the thing is, though, is there hasn't been a lot of nutritional stuff with it. I know one guy that had like sections of his intestine keep getting chopped out, and he had all these problems. But nobody ever talks about the food, And so one of the things with all of these GI tract issues is, your nutrition plan has everything to do with GI tract, your belly health, right? And so this study has shown something, I've always told people that, one of the first things you want to like kind of self-treat yourself if you have any kind of belly issues is the first thing you want to look at is your fat intake, because if your fat intake is off, your stomach is not going to operate efficiently, and it's not going to operate well, and you're going to have issues, whether it's related to one of these conditions or just any kind of distress by itself. But this study just confirmed, that good fat intake has been really shown a lot of promise in making the symptoms of Crohn's much more tolerable, and I had a lot of positive things to say about good fat intake and alleviating the distress with all the Crohn's symptoms and stuff. And that kind of stuff is huge for people that are suffering from these GI tract issues, IBS, Crohn's disease, all these other belly problems that people have. And but I strongly encourage everybody to make sure that you're getting your good fats in, because this study showed, if it's working for Crohn's, it can help with IBS, it can help with, just in general. Some people have stomach problems just across the board in general. 99% of the time, the average person's problem stems from their nutrition plan being jacked up and they're not eating enough good fats. So good fats, and of course this study, right, in direct violation of what the AHA said in their last thing, where they said coconut oil was, has never been healthy, like, and all that absurdity, right? Well, this study specifically mentions coconut oil as one of the primary things that's helpful for Crohn's and other stomach issues. So there's a good contradiction for you, right? And so just for the record, coconut oil is healthy for you, always has been healthy for you, and anybody says different, you really got to question, the competency levels of people like that.
If they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And God knows there's a lot of that. We've got people that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, people talking about stuff they've, to make a buck.
Make a buck. There's no doubt.
So anyway, good fats, healthy belly. Give it a try.
Good fats, healthy belly. Okay, let's go to the next one on there. New blog post video on how to make a quick meal with Greek yogurt. Hear a lot about Greek yogurt. First of all, I know what yogurt is. What is the difference between Greek yogurt and yogurt?
The real big difference between regular yogurt and Greek yogurt is it's got a ton more protein. Greek yogurt has, the way it's made, it just it has a lot of protein. It's you can get low fat, no fat kind of Greek yogurt, and it's low carb too. So basically, you get all the probiotics of regular yogurt, plus you get a ton of protein and not a lot of fat and not a lot of carbs. So it makes it ideal as a protein source, and it's super easy to make great quick meals with by just slapping it together with some other stuff. On my blog at Dempsey'sResolutionFitness.blogspot.com, you can see the new video I put up there, or on my YouTube channel at Eric Dempsey on YouTube. You can look at my latest video on there, and I basically just made a quick meal with Greek yogurt, plain no-fat Greek yogurt, and blueberries. I think I used hemp seeds and some raw honey. I just threw it in there, stirred it up, and it was delicious. And it was cold, because you're taking the Greek yogurt right out of the fridge, right? You're throwing some cold blueberries in there and some honey, some hemp seeds, stirring it up, and boom, you get a quick meal with protein, fat, and carbs, and you're good to go. There's 1,000 different combinations you can come up with it. Super healthy, super good for you. You can do the same thing with cottage cheese. So
Eric,
look at that.
I'm going to stray just a tiny bit, if you don't mind.
Okay.
On that, because you are, a nutritionist, so you're in people, very involved in people's health on that. Have you been hearing any? It's very interesting that Pat and I on our healthcare that we have we have healthcare through the Georgia Bar Association because I'm a mediator for the state. We're able to get that.
Right.
And we just got notified that in 6 months that Aetna, who's our provider, is actually not only because of Obamacare, they are not only had to quit Obamacare, they're quitting the state of Georgia completely. I mean, for anybody.
Nice.
And they're they're leaving. And I'm curious, have you run into that at all about people being concerned about
the insurance stuff?
insurance
No,
stuff?
it really doesn't have much impact in my line of work because of my stuff's pretty much all private. There's some services that I offer that probably somewhere some insurance company might actually have something, some kind of coverage. You would think insurance companies would want to pay me to keep people healthy so they could save money on their.
Just saw Blue Cross Blue Shield commercials here. The reason I brought that up, and this is something that you may not be aware of, that I just found out, that you might want to make some of your clients and you out there that are potential clients. We're going to get his contact number here in a minute. That I just found out is that I've been doing a little bit of research, and I found out that the vast majority of the big healthcare insurance companies, whether it be individual private insurance that you have or insurance that you have through your workplace, through the federal government, the state government, or your individual civilian place, that, and I don't know if you've heard of this, Eric, but apparently they endorse virtually all of them, and this makes good sense. They endorse having policyholders, and this is something I'm looking into right now. For instance, of me calling them and saying, "Look, I'm on X number of medications and doctor visits for being overweight and things like that," and going to Dempsey's Resolution Fitness, getting me in shape in your studio, on that will is very potentially increase my health, increase and my weight loss. Is, we know that
It's a growing
and they will pay for it.
Yeah, it's a growing thing.
If not all of it, they'll pay a proportion of that.
And hopefully that'll become more widespread in the
because
future.
It's economically advantageous to them.
Yeah, it is. It always has been. It's just it's not something right now that's anything that's impacting me or any of my clients right now.
Well, a good example, the one that they used with me when I talked to them about this, is they said that the average person that is on metformin, which is a drug, a pre-diabetic drug, which is very common in the United States, millions and millions of people take it, that simply the insurance company not having to pay that, the average cost to the insurance company providing a metformin prescription for one person for the year, is about $200 a month on that, believe it or not.
See, they could pay me,
and that's you're talking.
I could get people off of metformin.
And exactly.
So
you're talking $200 a month. You're talking $2,400 a year. In 10 years, they spent 5 years, they spent $12,000.
Get a petition going and get all the insurance companies to buy off on it, and I'll be all over it.
Well, and like I said, it makes good economic sense.
But in the meantime, what I do is I keep people from going to the doctor, and I keep people from having to use any of that stuff.
Thank you,
get them off it.
By the way, welcome Shane.
So I don't have to worry about that stuff because.
Eric, if we have anybody out there that would like to ask you a question, our telephone number is 706. We have that out, Ms. Pat? 706-940-0541. Let me let everybody know out there, if you call in that number, 706-940-0541, you're not going to be right on the show. You're going to be talking to Ms. Pat privately on the telephone, and then if you so desire, she'll ask you, would you like to go on the show? We'll put you live. We won't give out your name if you don't want us to, anything like that. Or you can simply ask, if you have a question you want to ask Eric, or myself, or any of us up here, you can ask that question to Ms. Pat, and Ms. Pat will relay that question to us, or you can talk to the screen. Very rarely do you have somebody of this caliber that you have a free opportunity to sit here and get information. While we're at that, Dempsey Resolution Fitness Hour, contact number for you if somebody out there, if they want to call you directly.
706-573-4236.
Okay, just in case those people out there that want, wait, I don't have a pen. Hold on, right? You know, let me find. Wait, okay, wait a minute. I'm looking. Hold on, wait. I think there's one. Okay,
Crayon and cardboard.
Are they about now? They found it. Okay, let's try
706 573 4236.
4236. Okay, and also I want to make sure everybody understands that Eric has a very diverse practice company, whatever you want to call it, in the sense that he does one-on-one live at his studio or he has a North Columbus here location here. He's got several studios. That he has one in Georgia, one in Maine and Alabama, and has one here in Georgia, where he can meet you for one-on-one instruction. He has group instruction. He can do it over social media. He can do it over Skype, over live FaceTime. He can do it over the telephone. He can do it over the internet. He does all, and he does this now. He has clients all over the world.
Yeah. Carrier pigeons, whatever you want.
Whatever you want. So I guess
smoke signals.
So they're
Burpees, smoke signal.
And one thing that I want to kind of endorse because it's like just the hair care guy. Is his 21-day detox program.
Yeah.
His 21-day detox program is in hard copy. We have it here available at the ministry.
Yeah.
And you can get it from here. And this is an absolutely just invaluable piece of information. It's a rather thick book on that that's been copied off, and it doesn't have only just the program. It has meal preparation, going to the grocery store, exercising, all these different kind of things like this.
Tons of information.
And you can get that here at the from us. You can give us a call, 706-940-0541, and we'll get it sent out to you, or you can come by and pick it up, or you can call Eric on that. And right now, what we're doing is and what's the price of that?
It's $21.
$21. And one thing that we're doing right now is a little incentive to that is that we are we're giving the ministry is giving away. We have these. If I can find mine here, I think I did it. I'll probably already given them away because I give them so much.
Actually, have one of the hard copy over there.
Yeah, we have them. We have
Credit card knife.
Credit card knife. And I don't have one here with me right now.
Business card, multi-tool.
Multi-tool and a business card. We're going to give you one of those each, which is a $5 value each. It's $10.
$10 value free.
All that free. Plus, you're going to get the 21-day detox program on that. So you can't beat it, and it's good reading, and it's a hard copy document. Now he does have this document available on other forms of media. If you need it, you can. Email it
online.
to you. He can get it online.
You buy it through my website.
He can make a CD for you. Whatever you need, he can do it on that. So let's get back to getting everybody healthy here. How about we talked a little bit about did we get through the Greek yogurt?
Yeah, the Greek yogurt. Give it a try. Lots of options.
And it was Pat. You like Greek yogurt?
I do.
Yeah, Greek yogurt. Great stuff. Fruits, nuts.
Okay.
All kind of combos.
Another study reveals higher protein intake causes greater fat loss.
Crazy, huh?
You eat more protein, you lose fat.
You lose more fat. And of course everybody tells you don't eat protein because your kidneys will explode and you'll die and your bones will break, which is all more lies, deceit, and treachery, right? So one of these latest studies shows that double to triple the recommended daily allowance of protein can actually, super enhance your fat loss efforts. So when they do these trials, they give the recommended daily allowance, which is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. And then they double it, and sometimes they triple it even. And in all the studies, everybody loses fat when you're intaking proper amounts of protein or even minimal amounts. You're gonna still lose fat if it's consistent. But the more protein you take, what it is about double the recommended daily allowance, which has long been said to be too low, the USDA, FDA, medical stuff. It's you got to take this stuff with a grain of salt.
Now let me ask you something. Let's stop there for just a second because I guess it's important because if you're not careful, you get a lot of people like me out there that are ignorant of these kind of things. is when they say protein, I guess you have to be careful. Like, for instance, I've been told, now, I don't know if this is true or not, so I'll ask you, okay, is that, when you say meat, I guess there has to be some caution there. For instance, like going out and getting, I was told, pretty much by you, that, and so we don't do anymore, is we don't buy processed meat, like, lunch meat that's been processed into a package.
Yeah.
On that. Because,
right. Processed. When you're looking at lean protein sources, you want to look at, like, organic, grass-fed, free-range, grass-finished beef, and, same thing with pork, same thing with chicken.
So you're not going to get that benefit going out there and buying a 2-pound package of
at no time
smoked turkey that's been pressed into little things by.
At no time does junk food or garbage food ever come into anything we're talking about here, because that's a given. Like, if you think you're going to go to a fast food place and get some big Death Burger, which I fully intend to do in a couple hours here, and but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to make any kind of health claim. The protein we're talking about is healthy protein sources, right? No processed foods are bad. Processed red meat is bad. Okay, that's the one thing I agree on. Not all red meat, but processed red meat.
But like I said, I hate to beat this to death, but people need to know. So when you're going out, we were joking around about it a little.
Yeah.
Going out and I won't even say a name brand. Going out and going to a fast food place and getting a triple big burger.
Yeah, that's
with 3 pounds or 14 pieces of bacon on it. So that's not what you need.
That's not what we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about a big free grass-fed, free-range.
Gosh, or maybe
steak.
Maybe if they went to your website and looked at some of the meals that you prepare, like the pepper chicken that you make.
Lemon pepper chicken.
Lemon pepper chicken with both
garlic pepper chicken.
Garlic pepper chicken, the pork chops that you made, with the spinach and the almonds, just delicious.
All my social media sites, I have exercises and meals and all kinds of stuff on there. I post all these studies we talk about. So tons of information, tons of content. You want lean, good protein sources, and more is better. More is better for fat loss.
Miss Pat, you might want to turn that security camera on so we can see outside. Somebody talk about that. Another study reveals, I already just said that, excuse me, on that. Extra virgin olive oil study shows benefits for memory loss, Alzheimer's, and other learning functions. I heard about this. I heard about this, but I think I forgot about it.
Yeah, extra virgin olive oil. Yet another study showing that good fats are super, super good. In all these cognitive-related things, Alzheimer's, memory, all this stuff, right? So you got, extra virgin olive oil, which is a super healthy fat. It's something I strongly recommend as one of your primary fat sources. And we're not talking just for cooking in. Remember, we're talking about pouring on your food and eating. And it's showed all kind of positive stuff with Alzheimer's, memory loss, all these different cognitive tests that they did with these studies, and it's really, really positive stuff. So, and that goes across the board with all the good fats. Fats play such an important role,
But
across
Aaron,
the board.
do you agree? I'm on the psychology side of this. Do you agree that one of the problems that we have in America is that we have gotten to the point where we start saying, okay, you know what, I'm getting older, therefore I'm going to start, my memory is going to start going, I'm going to start getting fat, I'm not going to exercise anymore. Like it's this inevitable.
Yeah, and that's all in your head.
It's
all fake. That's if you let yourself go, you will go. So it's one of those things where it's not going. You're going to age, but how you age, you can age. Like a bag of bricks going downhill quick, or you can you can go down fighting.
I'm a guy that loves analogies.
Yeah.
I always love analogies, and I think that you can go out and buy a brand new Harley Davidson Sportster 1000 motorcycle, brand new.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can take that thing and leave it.
Fully intended. Yeah.
And you can take that thing and leave it outside in the rain
Yeah.
and the weather, and it's going to rust. It's going to eventually, and 30,
Sure.
40 years down the road, there's going to be nothing left
It'll
of
look rough, yeah.
it. There's going to be it's going to be eaten
Or
away.
if you take care of it.
And if you take care of it. And you can also take a motorcycle that has been abused like that, that's 30 years old, and you can rejuvenate it. You can make it a bit better.
Clean it up, put new parts on it, get that thing rolling.
This is interesting. By the way, a little interesting little medical thing that I'm going to talk to Dr. Clark about when he comes in here shortly about that. What's interesting now is that they've had this for a while, but it's really not been mainstream. But I was just saw this in operation, no pun intended, last week. That one of the new ways that they're cleaning out people's arteries is they literally, and it's really cool. It's a long wire, very thin wire, and you actually have to take a magnifying glass. This piece of wire, that looks like a piece of wire, is actually a $50,000 very complex piece of
Let's
equipment.
scrape it out like a tunnel.
And actually, if you use this, you have to use a loop magnifying glass to look at the end of it. It has a teeny tiny microscopic sized little propeller.
Yeah.
And they actually route it into the artery, and it goes, zzz, and it actually routes out. It's like a roto-rooter.
Yeah,
And it breaks up the plaque.
That's pretty cool.
And goes through there.
That's pretty
And
cool.
it's made of a type of a material that's not an actual blade. It's like I think a polymer type thing, anything like that. And right now, one of the unfortunate side effects is you have to while you're awake, and it's very painful when they do it. But matter of fact, I had somebody describe that it took about 6 hours that somebody had to do it. And they told me it felt like you were having a heart attack for 6 hours.
You know, it's a concept is to
no pain, no gain.
eat healthy and exercise and lead a healthy lifestyle and not have to do all that.
You know, and it's amazing on that. Field of Sorrows Fat Loss Challenge. How is the Field of Sorrows Fat Loss Challenge?
Yeah, out back here at the ministry building, we have a nice little field. It's really beautiful for all kind of.
The Field of
The
Sorrows.
Field of Sorrows is it, because I tell you, it's a great piece of land for doing very, very aggressive training to get the fat off. It's one of those programs where the fat cannot survive. Like, you just can't stay fat on this program. So if you're interested in doing something that's very exciting, fun, and challenging, it's going to be 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 10:30 to 11:30. And it's a small group program. And I train people inside the ministry building and out in that field. And it's only going to be limited to like 4 to 6 people. And I am in the process of recruiting. I already have one recruit, and I'm getting a couple more. And we're going to get it rolling and start posting some videos. And the Field of Sorrows, you just can't stay fat on this program.
The Field of Sorrows on that.
Yeah.
And we've got this coming up. Let me ask you this: we're transitioning now. The time is flying by, as usual, into the thick, I guess you'd call it, of the summer.
Yeah.
And on that, as the seasons change, does the human body needs in terms of amounts of protein, carbohydrate, does that change with that?
It can, and there are environmental and climate-related things. Like, you do need more carbohydrates, you do need more protein when you're in like colder places with elevation. And like as it gets really hot now, obviously you're going to need more electrolytes and carbohydrates and fluid replacement kind of stuff. You're going to have to stay cognizant of that, because even the humidity, it's going to just sap your energy really quick, and you got to be planned for that. Appropriate clothing, appropriate cover from the sun, sunscreen, all that stuff.
People have to realize that the environment in the world, if you will, does not stay the same. I had years and years ago, when I was in very good physical condition, I thought I was having a major problem because I happened to be up in Colorado, and I was in very good physical condition, and I went up to Pikes Peak. Which was 10,000 feet.
Probably couldn't move so good up there.
And I started feeling sluggish, and I started feeling like I was having difficulty breathing.
I just had to write a paper on that.
And I literally called a medic up there. So
environmental training.
And he came up and he said, "No, sir." And he came up and gave me some oxygen. He said, The oxygen
Hypoxia.
is less up here, and you get used to it. Your body does, but your body is not used to it. You need to sit down and
Acclimatization.
Exactly, that happened on that.
So the heat really taps out a lot of people here.
You know, if
the humidity.
if you watch a lot of these shows going on right now about that have people in Alaska and so like that, it'd be, gosh, Pat, in the 40s, low 40s, and they act like they're literally on they literally are on the beach.
They have their short sleeves
And
on.
and they're walking around going, wow, this is just fantastic. And these are people that have climatized themselves
because it gets
50 below.
50 below, 70
like
below.
in the desert when it was like 140 during the day, and then it would drop down to 70 at night, you would freeze. You would think it was 70 below.
I've got a good friend that lives out in this is actually a town. It's called Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Wow, that's cool.
And a good friend that's a former UPI photographer in Vietnam that is a teacher out there at the University of New Mexico. And I was talking to him about a couple months ago, and we were talking about this very thing. He said that they have a lot of because they have a very well-known journalist program. They have a lot of foreign and out-of-state students that come in there. And he said, that where they are during the summer, it averages 115, 120 degrees outside.
The heat is huge. You got to take into account.
And he said, we have students that come out of a classroom and walk 25 yards to another building and get there and look if they're going to pass out.
But you can have that happen right here in town.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
and because he can get you, it can really, really, really get you, and really, really quick.
I train the guys outside. A lot of my training is outside, and the training is when it's hot and humid. It's very has a huge impact. Huge.
Welcome, James from North Georgia. Up there.
Right.
And that's a good example. My family, my grandmother's side, my grandfather's family is from Savannah, and Pulaski County. My grandmother's family is from Hiawassee, Dahlonega, that area up there. And I remember, Miss Pat will remember years ago, it was actually in the summer. It was early summer, but we were in Dahlonega, and we were walking around just covered in sweat. And,
I thought we were going to all pass
we
out.
actually had to stop at a restaurant just to get water because we were so. So anyway, later this probably 2 hours later, we
were
decided
all in shorts and
short sleeve shirts and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was just blistering. And we decided I wanted to drive up to Hiawassee, which is up by Brazeltown, which is the highest point in Georgia, which is several thousand more feet up. And we're driving up there, and Miss Pat will remember going up and round.
Miss Pat does not like going on round.
And then we get up there, and the car is all closed up, and and I remember saying to Pat, "Wow, that air conditioning is really working. It's like blast of cold air in here." And I thought, "Oh, I got to stop and get gas." And it looks cloudy, and I thought it was going to rain. I'm standing there putting gas in the gas, and all of a sudden we start seeing snowflakes.
It's snowing.
And it's snowing, and I'm going,
Wow.
how can it be snowing? And then I remember back to my childhood, and I used to win a lot of bets in this, by the way, is that a lot of people don't realize hey James, good to hear from you, that in Hawaii, that on the Big Island, Mount Mauna Loa and Mount Mauna Kea, which are two extinct volcanoes, are 8 and 10,000, or 8 and 12,000 feet high, and they have snow on the top year round.
Yeah.
So they actually, in Hawaii, you go, if you're on the Big Island, which is the island of Hawaii, on that, you're at the bottom. I've been there, and you can be at the bottom of the and you're in a pair of swimming trunks and this is how long I was about to say tank top. People go, what's a tank top? T-shirt kind of thing, and flip flops, and it's beautiful tropical weather, and they go. And you get in a van and go up, and then when you get back, they have these coats and stuff in the car. And you go, why? You get out, and there's snow on the ground, and you go. So you can actually go deep sea fishing and lay on the beach, and later that day go ski. They actually have ski places up there.
So my version of that is the PTA training area.
Sure.
Yeah, on there, and I spent a couple days in Dahlonega, and my experiences with the cold and the heat and that stuff was very Probably a little different than yours, Joe. But it's definitely something you got to take into account. But elevation and climate has to be accounted for, especially if you're traveling. And you gotta plan if you travel across time zones, 1 day per time zone you're supposed to give yourself to acclimatize.
Is that you're talking about when you were at Ranger School up there?
Yeah, Dahlonega.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Probably one thing was different. Let me tell you something. There's a little parallel. There was one day up there. We had like breakfast and lunch. We didn't get dinner, and we had snacks and stuff. But we did not even get to.
Didn't even get dinner.
They closed up. And we got a good breakfast, and we had to go. And we had like some snacks and so at the house. We had to go without a full meal that one evening, and that was tough.
Yeah, I remember following a guy in Dahlonega, watching him walk off the cliff, right? And I was like right behind him, sleepwalking.
And Miss Pat will tell you there were 2 days that we had to go through the hot tub where we said was out of the commission.
Oh,
and that
man.
was, let me tell you something.
So yeah, different memories of the Tennessee Valley Divide for sure.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when we gold pegging, that water was so cold. Remember that?
Yeah.
Put your hands in there, it was chilly.
We were in shorts and t-shirts, and the water was very cold.
So we went down to the buffet and ate and warmed up down there and stuff like that.
Back in the day when it was hard.
But you know what? Back there at the Dahlonega camp up there, we were supporting you.
Yeah.
And you just remember, any heavy combat
Those
or war,
guys.
we'll be right behind you in the U.S.
Mount Yona, baby. Mount Yona.
That's right. We'll be back here in the U.S. of A. watching the home front.
Yeah,
that's right. Because you know, I'm a member of the Chattahoochee Defense Force. That means that if they come across the Chattahoochee,
it's all over.
You know, I'm going to be there.
First line of defense.
It's like that. You know,
tip of the spear.
That's right. You got to keep them from the Chattahoochee. But if they get past you all, they get in the Chattahoochee. Pat and I were ready to go out and.
I'm just going to point. Go that way.
On that.
Go east.
And then I'll take over my role.
Yeah.
Mediator. Come on, let's talk. Hey.
Let's have a cup of coffee here.
Let's have a cup of coffee.
Let's settle this like
on that
gentleman.
Yeah, right. As they string me up on that.
All right.
Well, we're coming around here to the end of the hour here with Dempsey's Resolution Fitness. Got a little bit short. I want to tell Abby's birthday is tomorrow.
Abby's birthday is tomorrow.
Happy 9th birthday to Abby.
Yeah, she passed out on the floor. Are you sleeping?
She's
what you doing down there?
She's down with Scout Dog.
She's down pulling security with Scout Dog.
That's
doing
right.
the sleep plan
out there. It's something we actually had an incident with Scout Dog yesterday. He jumped up in Brian McCabe's arms and he got so excited he peed him.
Hey, that's what it's all about, right? You know you're on the winning team when that happens.
That's right. And Brian immediately pulled back and left the area. So if a burglar comes in the house, he's going to run at him and jump up there and
jump on him, pee all over him.
On that. Hey, whatever works.
Hey, it's all about technique.
On that. But again, Eric Dempsey from Dempsey Resolution Fitness Hour here on the Rancho's Got a Cut Show every Tuesday, usually from 1 to 2. But we move it around a little bit on that. But we are on Facebook Live. You can also check us out on YouTube. We have a YouTube. You can also check us out on Periscope. We have that. So we're kind of international, and to all those Russians out there, das vidanya.
Yeah.
I didn't know they do that.
That's good.
Accidentally, the video from Facebook went out. We had an interruption or something.
Yes.
But we're back on.
But we're back on.
Yeah.
How long ago did that happen?
About a minute.
About a minute ago. Okay, so sorry. I hope if you on that.
It'll be okay.
It wasn't off for long.
On that, but
it'll be okay.
Everything will work out. But we're going to have these up. And,
eat your protein.
Please go in there and check out Dempsey's Resolution Fitness page on the web. There's just tons of stuff. He's got he's at the door, Pat. He's Dr. Clark's at the door. He has literally hundreds of videos that are free of charge. Everything from nutrition information to exercising to self-defense, personal security, personal defense. By the way, besides also being a nutritionist, certified weight loss specialist, he's also a martial arts expert. He also teaches handgun safety, handgun shooting, combat shooting, and personal self-defense. He is a United States Army Ranger, retired Master Sergeant, combat veteran. So you know what? He's got the credentials to do that.
The creds.
Yes, I've read about all that on that, but extensively. on that. I have read extensively about all this, but I've got
Doc's in the
Dr.
house.
Clark is coming in, and he's got a tie on that just like it blinded me when I hit
Wow.
him. He looks like an Irishman today. It's Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Clark. Yeah. He's a because you know, Doctor, I'm an Irishman at the That's right. We are.
Sit.
Wow.
On that Irish Catholic. But he's got it almost I was going to say it's his Easter outfit, but that's kind of it's his summer look.
Colorful.
On
Yes.
that, but we're going to get him on in a second. Thanks everybody for listening. We're going to shut off now. And then Joe's got a country show on Facebook Live, the Dempsey's Resolution Fitness Hour. Thanks, Eric.
All right. See you next week.
And
Take care.
by the way, before we go, real soon, this guy right here, and this guy, but this guy right here, we're going to be doing some neat stuff. With, that you're going to be showing you online about some new equipment.
On the tactical side of the
on
house.
the tactical side house that I think
Yeah.
you're going to be interested in.
Yeah.
On that.
All
Check it
right.
out. Yeah, I was going to secret it's right now, but if just put it this way, COOL.
Yeah. Tactical.
Tactical. Take care, everybody. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.